Welcome back to CY Facts. When most people think of Europe, they imagine cool summers, green landscapes, snowy mountains, and pleasant weather. But something unbelievable is happening. Countries that were once famous for mild temperatures are now experiencing heat waves above 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Rivers are drying up, forests are burning, glaciers are disappearing, and scientists are calling this one of the biggest climate warnings in modern history. Europe is actually warming faster than any other continent on Earth. How did this happen? Why is Europe heating up so quickly? And could this become the new normal? Today, we'll uncover 15 shocking facts that explain why Europe is becoming dangerously hot, and trust me, each fact is more surprising than the last. Let's begin. Fact number 1. Europe is heating up faster than any other continent. This might be the most surprising fact of all. Many people think Africa or the Middle East should be warming the fastest because they're already hot. But according to major climate assessments, Europe has been warming at roughly twice the global average in recent decades. That means Europe's climate is changing faster than almost anywhere else on Earth. Scientists have compared today's temperatures with records from over 100 years ago. The difference is dramatic. Heat waves that were once considered once-in-a-century events are now occurring every few years. Countries like Spain, Italy, Greece, France, Portugal, and even the United Kingdom have broken temperature records repeatedly. Hospitals prepare for heat emergencies. Schools close. Governments issue nationwide warnings. The reason is that Europe sits in a region where changes in the atmosphere, land, and oceans amplify warming. Less snow means less sunlight is reflected back into space, so more heat is absorbed. Drier soils also heat the air even more. In simple words, Europe has entered a cycle where heat creates even more heat. But if Europe is warming so quickly, what is actually trapping all that heat in the first place? The answer is even more alarming. Fact number 2, the invisible blanket around Earth. Imagine wrapping the entire planet in a giant invisible blanket. That's essentially what greenhouse gases do. Every day, humans burn coal, oil, and natural gas to power cars, factories, airplanes, and homes. This releases carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases allow sunlight to enter, but they trap part of the Earth's heat, preventing it from escaping back into space. As a result, the planet keeps getting warmer. Europe has reduced many of its emissions over the years, but climate change is a global problem. Greenhouse gases released anywhere in the world affect the entire atmosphere. That means emissions from one country can contribute to heat waves thousands of kilometers away. Scientists have observed that today's extreme European heat waves are now much more likely because the background climate is warmer than it used to be. It's like playing a football match on a field that's already tilted. Every heat wave starts from a warmer baseline, but greenhouse gases are only part of the story. Sometimes the atmosphere creates something so powerful that it can lock hot air over Europe for days or even weeks. Fact number 3, the heat dome that turns Europe into an oven. Now imagine placing a giant glass bowl over a city on a hot summer day. The heat builds up, the air can't escape, and every hour the temperature climbs even higher. That's almost exactly how a heat dome works. A heat dome forms when a powerful high-pressure weather system becomes stuck over a region. Instead of allowing cool air to move in, it traps hot air underneath like the lid of a pressure cooker. The trapped air continues heating the land below, and the hotter the ground becomes, the hotter the air gets. Day after day, temperatures keep rising. In recent years, Europe has experienced several heat domes that pushed temperatures above 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit in countries like Spain, Italy, Greece, and Portugal. Roads softened, railway tracks bent, power grids struggled to keep up with air conditioning demand. Even nighttime offered little relief because the trapped heat couldn't escape. Scientists say climate change doesn't necessarily create heat domes, but it makes them far more intense and far more dangerous. And just when Europe thinks the worst is over, another invisible visitor arrives from thousands of kilometers away. A visitor carrying some of the hottest air on Earth. Fact number 4. Europe is being heated by the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is nearly 2,000 kilometers away from much of southern Europe. Yet every summer, it sends massive waves of scorching hot air across the Mediterranean Sea. Strong weather systems lift hot desert air high into the atmosphere and push it northward. Within days, Spain, Italy, France, Greece, and even parts of Germany can experience a dramatic jump in temperature. Meteorologists often give these heat waves names because they become so powerful. Some have lasted for weeks. Others have broken records that scientists once believed would take decades to reach. The Sahara doesn't just bring heat, it also carries fine desert dust. Satellite images often show enormous clouds of Saharan dust drifting across Europe, turning skies orange and reducing air quality. When this hot air combines with a heat dome, Europe becomes like a giant oven. But rising temperatures don't only affect people, nature begins to suffer first. And nowhere is that more obvious than in Europe's forests. Fact number 5. Europe's forests are burning like never before. Summer once meant vacations today for many European countries. It also means wildfire season. Every year, thousands of wildfires spread across Portugal, Spain, Greece, Italy, France, and other parts of southern Europe. Weeks without rain leave forests extremely dry. One lightning strike, one unattended campfire, or even a spark from machinery can ignite an entire hillside. Strong winds then spread the flames at terrifying speeds. Some fires become so intense that firefighters can do little more than protect nearby towns while waiting for weather conditions to change. Entire villages have been evacuated. Thousands of homes have been destroyed. Millions of trees have turned to ash. Wildlife loses its habitat. The smoke travels hundreds of kilometers, affecting people far from the flames. And here's the dangerous cycle. When forests burn, they release huge amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That adds even more greenhouse gases, which contributes to further warming, which increases the risk of future wildfires. It's a cycle that feeds itself. But the fires aren't the only warning sign. Europe's rivers, the lifelines of its cities, farms, and industries are beginning to disappear before our eyes. And what happened to one of Europe's greatest rivers shocked the entire world. Fact number 6. Europe's rivers are drying up. For centuries, Europe's great rivers were symbols of life. The Rhine carried goods across Germany. The Po River fed Italy's farms. The Danube connected 10 different countries. But recently, something unbelievable has happened. Many of these mighty rivers have shrunk to levels never seen in modern history. In some places, boats became stranded because the water was too shallow. Factories struggled to transport products. Farmers couldn't irrigate their crops. Even power stations faced problems because many rely on river water for cooling. One of the biggest examples was Italy's Po River. Normally, it's a powerful river stretching more than 650 kilometers. But during recent heat waves, huge sections looked more like dry land than flowing water. Sandbanks appeared where ships once sailed. Fish died due to warm, oxygen-poor water. Experts warned that if droughts continue, Europe's food production could face serious challenges. And when rivers disappear, the next victims are the farmers. Fact number 7. Europe's food is under threat. Imagine spending an entire year growing crops, only to watch them die under the scorching sun. That's becoming reality across Europe. Extreme heat and prolonged drought have damaged wheat, corn, sunflower, grape, and olive harvests. In countries like Spain, Italy, France, and Greece, farmers have reported some of their worst harvests in decades. Less rainfall means dry soil. Dry soil means weaker crops. And weaker crops mean higher food prices. Olive oil prices reached record highs after poor harvests. Wine production in several regions declined. Even dairy farmers struggled because cows produce less milk during extreme heat. Scientists say agriculture is one of the first sectors to suffer whenever temperatures remain unusually high for weeks. But crops aren't the only things struggling. Europe's frozen mountains are also disappearing. And once they're gone, they may never return. Fact number 8. Europe's glaciers are melting before our eyes. High in the Alps, massive rivers of ice have existed for thousands of years. These glaciers survived wars, empires, and entire civilizations. But today, many are melting at an alarming speed. Recent years have seen some of the largest glacier losses ever recorded in Europe. Entire sections of ice have vanished within a single summer. Scientists visiting alpine glaciers often compare old photographs with today's landscape. The difference is heartbreaking. Places once covered by thick white ice are now bare rock. As glaciers melt, they initially increase river flow. But once enough ice disappears, there is less frozen water left for future summers. That means greater water shortages for millions of people living downstream. Melting glaciers also increase the risk of landslides and floods in mountain regions. The Alps have often been called Europe's water towers. If these towers continue shrinking, the consequences could affect the entire continent. But melting ice creates another problem few people think about. It changes how the Earth reflects sunlight, and that makes Europe even hotter. Fact number 9. The Earth is losing its natural mirror. Here's a simple experiment. Wear a white shirt in the sun, then wear a black one. Which feels hotter, the black shirt? Because dark colors absorb more heat. Our planet works the same way. Snow and ice act like giant mirrors. They reflect a large amount of sunlight back into space. But when that snow melts, dark rock and soil become exposed. These darker surfaces absorb much more heat. That extra heat raises temperatures further, which melts even more snow. Scientists call this a positive feedback loop. It's one reason Europe continues warming faster than many other regions. Nature is slowly losing one of its best cooling systems. And while mountains are heating up, cities are becoming even worse. Some European cities are now several degrees hotter than the countryside surrounding them. The reason is hiding beneath people's feet. Fact number 10. European cities are becoming giant heat traps. Have you ever noticed that cities often feel much hotter than nearby villages? There's a reason. It's called the urban heat island effect. Concrete, asphalt, glass buildings, parking lots. They all absorb heat during the day. Then, after sunset, they slowly release that heat back into the air. That's why cities often remain unbearably warm even late at night. Trees and parks naturally cool the environment through shade and evaporation. But many large cities simply don't have enough green space. As Europe's summers become hotter, millions of people living in cities face greater health risks. Hospitals report more cases of heat exhaustion and dehydration. Older adults and young children are especially vulnerable. Scientists now believe that redesigning cities with more trees, parks, green roofs, and reflective buildings could significantly reduce temperatures. But one question still remains. If Europe keeps getting hotter every year, what could happen by 2050? The answer may be the most shocking fact in this entire video. Fact number 11. Extreme heat is becoming Europe's deadliest natural disaster. When people think of natural disasters, they usually imagine earthquakes, hurricanes, or floods. But in Europe, the deadliest weather event is now extreme heat. Unlike storms, heat waves arrive silently. You can't see them, you can't hear them. Yet, they can be just as deadly. During recent summers, tens of thousands of heat-related deaths were estimated across Europe, especially among elderly people and those with existing health conditions. Hospitals become overcrowded. Ambulances receive thousands of extra emergency calls. Many people don't realize they're in danger until it's too late. Heat exhaustion can quickly turn into heat stroke, a medical emergency that can be fatal if not treated immediately. Cities now open cooling centers where people without air conditioning can escape the heat. Governments send emergency text alerts warning people to stay indoors during the hottest hours. Scientists warn that unless temperatures stabilize, extreme heat could become Europe's most dangerous climate-related threat. But heat isn't just affecting human health, it's also changing Europe's economy. Fact number 12. Europe is spending billions fighting the heat. Every heat wave comes with a massive price tag. Governments spend billions repairing roads damaged by extreme temperatures. Railway tracks expand and bend. Airports sometimes close runways because the surface becomes too soft. Farmers lose crops. Insurance companies pay enormous claims after wildfires and droughts. Tourism also changes. Some travelers now avoid southern Europe during peak summer because it's simply too hot. Hotels are installing better cooling systems. Cities are planting thousands of new trees. Countries are investing in renewable energy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Climate experts believe adapting to extreme heat will cost Europe hundreds of billions of euros over the coming decades. And despite all this spending, nature continues sending warning signs. One of the biggest is coming from the oceans surrounding Europe. Fact number 13. Even Europe's seas are heating up. Most people only think about air temperature. But Europe's surrounding seas are also warming rapidly. The Mediterranean Sea has experienced repeated marine heat waves. Water temperatures in some areas have reached record highs. This affects fish, coral, and other marine life. Some species move north searching for cooler water. Others simply cannot survive. Warmer seas also add more moisture to the atmosphere. That extra moisture can fuel stronger storms and heavier rainfall after long dry periods. In other words, Europe is facing two extremes at once. Long droughts, followed by sudden floods. Scientists say this is exactly what a warming climate can produce. But perhaps the biggest question is, can Europe stop this trend? Fact number 14, Europe is fighting back. The good news is, Europe isn't standing still. Many countries are investing heavily in renewable energy like wind and solar power. Cities are creating green parks and planting millions of trees to reduce temperatures. Old buildings are being redesigned to stay cooler naturally. Electric vehicles are replacing gasoline cars. Several governments have introduced climate adaptation plans to prepare for future heat waves. Scientists are developing better forecasting systems that can warn people days before dangerous temperatures arrive. These actions won't eliminate heat waves overnight, but they can reduce future risks if combined with global efforts. Because climate change doesn't recognize borders, it affects every country. And that leads us to the final and perhaps most important fact. Fact number 15. This is not just Europe's problem. Many people believe Europe's extreme heat is a European issue. It isn't. Climate scientists warn that what happens in Europe today could happen elsewhere tomorrow. Heat waves are becoming more frequent across Asia, North America, Africa, Australia, and many other regions. Europe is acting like a warning sign for the rest of the world. The choices made today by governments, industries, and individuals will influence what future generations experience. Will summers become even hotter? Will glaciers continue disappearing? Will forests recover? The answers depend on decisions being made right now. One thing is certain, the Europe we knew decades ago is changing. And the world is watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CY Facts. Now, I want to hear from you. Which fact shocked you the most? Do you think Europe can overcome this climate challenge? Or is this only the beginning? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love discovering amazing facts from around the world, turn on the notification bell because our next video is going to be even more surprising. Thanks for watching CY Facts, and I'll see you in the next video.